Okay, I thought it'd be easiest just to send you some hip stretches, and so you have something to do between now and your first appointment. So if I have hip pain and muscle pain up high, and then I also have an Achilles tendonitis down low, I want to make sure that I'm not stressing out my Achilles by trying to stretch my hip. So half kneel is a really good position to be in. If I'm going to be in half kneel, I want to be on a pad, a pillow, something soft. And then in a perfect world, a broomstick, a PVC pipe, like something to help give you a little more leverage. So if I'm in half kneel, I put my front foot in a line. The more narrow I can be, the more hip stretch I'm going to get. One way to stretch, so I'm going to give you a couple. One way to stretch is to plant that PVC pipe or plant that broomstick. And as you shift forward, I'm pushing up into the stick and come back. So I'm driving my belly button at the stick, staying up nice and high, at the stick, staying up nice and high. You should feel that in through here. There should not be low back pain. We're just trying to focus that stretch on the front of your hip. Another way to make that more aggressive is if I take that stick right behind, right underneath my right butt cheek, if my right leg is down, and I'm going to shift forward and pull forward. So I'm pulling forward here. That focuses the stretch into that spot in athletes and women especially that get super, super tight. So if I pull as I shift forward, come back, pull as I shift forward, come back, 5 or 10 of those will help free that up. If we look at kind of the outside, so that muscle that controls the front of my hip, it also controls my trunk side bending. So I can go back into this narrow-based half kneel, hands up, stick close together. I can shift forward and pull away from that back leg. Woo, I'm falling over. Shift forward and pull, and that kind of mobilizes the outside of my hip and my trunk. It should be a stretch. It should not be back pain. Now, if we look at the back side, right? Hamstring, a little bit of butt. I can do it one of two ways. So the first way is if I'm going to stretch the left leg because it's up, I'm going to bring my foot to midline. I'm going to have my knee be bent. I'm going to have my toe, let me move back so you can see it. I'm going to have my toe pulled up. So knee bent, toe pulled up at midline. Take your broomstick or your stick across your body, tall chest. As I bend forward, I'm going to try to stick my butt out as much as I can. Stick my butt out and rotate to the left or over that leg. Stick my butt out, rotate to, and I'm using this guy for balance and to get a little leverage. The more I stick my butt out, the more we stretch that high part of that hamstring next to that sciatic nerve, and that's where we get most tight as adults because we sit a lot. So butt out, rotate, chest up, knee has to be bent or it's going to send that stretch through your low back. This is nice because it gives me a little bit of balance. I can also make this stretch more aggressive by now taking that stick in that right where my pelvis meets my hip. I can take that stick, and again, I'm going to push down as I lean forward and stretch across, come back, push down as I lean. Woo, my balance is not so good that way. Lean forward and stretch across. So as I push down, that focuses that stretch at that high hamstring again. You may have a little bit of numb tingly after that because we get a little bit of sciatic nerve in there. But we're also trying to improve the mobility through that area so that sciatic nerve has more room to move. So might cause a little tingly. That should go away. What we don't want with that stretch is any kind of low back pain, any kind of knee pain. The other way to stretch that hamstring is, again, I'm going to use this as balance. Knee bent, toe up, butt out. Now, instead of rotating my trunk across, I can be fixed at my trunk and I can turn my toe in and out. Okay, that flosses your sciatic nerve or gives that nerve some better glide. It also stretches that hamstring. Your hamstring and your hip flexor, as they attach, they rotate. So if we can add a little bit of rotation to the stretch, we're going to get better lengthening. The big no-no, though, is I do not want to feel it in my low back because your low back is going to try to help if you have a hip restriction and it's going to try to do too much work. So any questions, let me know. Otherwise, that's somewhere to start to feel better.